a HR representative, I want to address a critical issue that affects employee safety, trust, and organizational culture: sexual harassment. Sexual harassment refers to any unwanted behavior of sexual nature that causes discomfort, humiliation, or fear. This includes verbal remark, non-verbal gesture, inappropriate message, sexual image, or physical touching. From HR standpoint, this behavior is not only unethical, it directly violates our duty to provide a safe, respectful, and harassment-free workplace. In Malaysia, the Employment Act 2022 strengthen employee protection and require employers to take immediate and appropriate action when a complaint is made. This legal framework guides HR to ensure compliance and safeguard employee well-being. Cause of sexual harassment. From an HR perspective, several organizational factors contribute to sexual harassment. First, abuse of power or authority. Harassment often occurs when an individual misuse their position to intimidate or take advantages for others. Second, weak or poorly enforced HR policy. When employees feel that policies are unclear or not taken seriously, reporting becomes difficult and harassment goes unchecked. Third, gender stereotype and inequality. This outdated belief normalize inappropriate behavior and silent victim. Lastly is workplace culture that tolerates dirty joke or casual touching can escalate into the more serious harassment. HR must actively challenge this and correct this behavior early. Next, law, regulation, and workplace policies. As an HR professional, it is essential for us to remain aligned with Malaysian legal requirements. The Anti-Sexual Harassment Act 2022 provide a protection beyond the workplace and introduce the Tribunal for Anti-Sexual Harassment (TASH) to ensure victims have accessibility and affordable platform for justice. The Act clearly defines harassment as unwanted sexual behavior that causes embarrassment, offense, or harm. Next is the Employment Act 1955. Work on parallel but require employee to address harassment complaint promptly and fairly. In HR, our responsibility to ensure full complaint with both acts, educate employee, and implement proper procedures so every complaint is handled with transparency and fairness. There is some real cases that happen in Malaysia involve sexual harassment. To illustrate the seriousness of these cases, here are two real cases that HR department frequently reference. First, in Gloucester, Malaysia, a supervisor repeatedly sent sexual emails to subordinate. The industrial court ruled this as sexual harassment because this action creates a fearful and uncomfortable environment. As an HR, this case emphasizes individuals in leadership position must uphold professionalism and protect their team. Second cases is Cagamas Berhad. An employee repeatedly entered his college hotel room during work trip. Although there is no physical contact, the court classified this as gestural and psychological sexual harassment. For HR, this case reinforced that harassment is not limited to physical acts but depends on behavior, gesture, stand instruction, and also violate boundaries. Next, let's move on to impact of sexual harassment. Sexual harassment has wide-ranging consequences for both employee and organization. For employee, it affects psychological health, causing anxiety, stress, and loss of confidence. It also reduces job satisfaction and engagement, and it may cases lead to up to resignation. Second is for organization. Harassment rule in high turnover, requirement costs, and potential legal action. If HR fail to act properly, the company may also face financial penalties or court claim. Most damaging the reputation risk. A workplace associated with harassment lose trust among employee, customer, and public. Next is preventive measurement. Effective prevention requires cooperation between employee and HR. For employee, we encourage that three key actions. First, document every incident clearly with date, time, and description. Second, understand the company policy, including what constitutes harassment. Third, using official reporting channels so HR can take appropriate steps. Next, for the organization and HR, preventing involved. First, developing a clear, comprehensive anti-sexual harassment policy with zero tolerance. Second, conducting regular assessment, survey, and training to detect issues earlier. Third, building a positive, respectful culture where the boundaries are respected and employees feel safe to speak up. As an HR, our goal is to ensure that every employee works in an environment on dignity, equality, and respect. Next, for the organization and HR, preventing involved. First, developing a clear, comprehensive anti-sexual harassment policy with zero tolerance. Second, conducting regular assessment, survey, and training to detect issues earlier. Third, building a positive, respectful culture where the boundaries are respected and employees feel safe to speak up. As an HR, our goal is to ensure that every employee works in an environment on dignity, equality, and respect.